Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? How you doing? How y'all doing? God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Haven't done one of these videos in a little bit where it's just my thoughts, things that are just swirling around in this head of mine. Um, just sitting here and, kind of had a little internal thought of, yeah, I go at them. So what? The Democratic Party, and there's an old saying that says, a zebra can't change its stripes or something in that fashion. I don't know exactly how it goes, but something in that limelight. And I look at the Democratic Party and I think back to how many people don't realize how racist they are and how much, if you really pay attention, they want to bring back slavery. And it doesn't, at this point, people say, well, there's a lot of Democrats that are black. This doesn't matter. And some of the black ones, like Jasmine Crockett, is actually promoting the return of slavery. And here's my point to that. Now, maybe not in the sense of beating and stuff like that, but my point is this, is that back in slavery time where they basically went to another country, brought people over here, and enslaved them, right? They wanted them to work the field, work this, work that, for basically for no pay. If, I doubt if anybody got paid, but they just basically got, took care of enough to stay alive to keep working, right? Slavery wise. This is what they wanted. So now you come back to right now, modern day. The Democratic Party wants to go to other countries and bring people over here so they can do extremely cheap labor, which ain't that far from slavery. Because they say that Americans don't want to do it, which is a lie. All the way across the board is a lie. People in America will do those jobs and of course, but we have a standard. We have grown to the point where we're not going to just pay anybody a little bit of money. That's why we have a system that we have, so that you don't just abuse people like as if they're slaves and pay them next to nothing to do hard labor. That's why America has the system that it has. So, but then you got the Democratic Party who keeps trying to go back to slavery. They want to bring over these illegal immigrants, put them out in the fields because they're the ones keep saying it. Oh, who's going to cut the grass and who's going to pick the fruit and who's going to do this and who's going to like slaves. This is exactly what it is, and it's Jasmine Crockett and these other Democrats. They keep spewing this stuff. But if you don't, and that's why I keep telling people, you got to pay attention to what they're doing. They're the party of slavery. And the reason why I keep saying it is because this type of stuff is what makes them the party of slavery. Then they're trying to protect China, which they know that China is using extremely cheap labor to produce these products that they're producing. They're okay with that. Why? Because it fits their narrative, which is slavery. Cheap labor, close to slavery as you could possibly get. And they say, oh, it's going to mess up the economy over here. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. I know it ain't. What y'all see in the stock market, and I'm going to say it, and I can argue this with anybody, it's not a reflection of the economy. What you see with the sell-offs in the stock market is Wall Street once again trying to bully the politicians into doing what they want them to do by selling off their stock, crashing the market, and putting people into fear. That's it. That's why I said I hope that the Trump administration stay the course. The economy will be fine. We'll recover. And matter of fact, we'll come out as greater than we ever have. That's my opinion. Take it for what it is. But this is the reason why I say the Democratic Party is a party of slavery. And they still are. Just because there's black people that vote Democrat don't stop them from wanting slavery. Just because there are black politicians in their party does not have anything to do with the fact that they are against slavery. They're telling you with their bold faces that they want slavery. That's why they want these illegals over here so they can enslave them and make them pay so they can work for next to nothing and really can't produce anything. And here's the crazy part. They use American taxpayers to pay the cost of getting them here so they can enslave them. Because there's no other reason why you would do all of that unless you're trying to get cheap labor over here for your businesses and the billionaires that y'all keep saying that Trump looking out for, when y'all are the ones that are actually looking out for them. Make it make sense. That's why I say people need to really pay attention and stop listening to the hype. These people are evil. And when Trump calls them lunatics, He's right. And it has nothing to do with skin color. It has everything to do with character. And their character is extremely flawed. Their character is they want slavery. They don't care what color it is at this point. They just want slavery. They want it. And if it means we can bring some illegal immigrants from Mexico over here to do it, that's what the Democratic Party would do. If it means we can bring some illegal immigrants from Venezuela to do it, that's what the Democratic Party would do. And they'll do it to try to bring down cheap labor so that their people that own these companies that finance their campaigns and stuff can continue to make massive wealth, cheat the system out of it, and have the American taxpayers and workers paying taxes to funnel their corruption. Say what you want to say. I know what I'm talking about. But, you can't tell people that don't open their eyes and see exactly what's really going on. They rather stick to, oh no, the Democratic Party is for the working class. No, they're not. They've never been for the working class. What the Democratic Party is for is that they try to find slick ways to bring back slavery. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're saying it in your face, but they're just trying to do it. They try to make it look like they're doing virtuous stuff and it's for every people is better. No, it's not. None of what they're doing is right. And my other point is, I want y'all to think about this. And I said this in another video, is that the governor of Maryland got on a plane, went to another country to bring a gang member back to America. Why is this guy so important to y'all that y'all willing to spend taxpayers' money to go over there and get this guy, and all of y'all are trying to protect him? What does he know? What part of a gang, and what really does he know that he is so important to the Democratic Party? That's what I would like to know. Maybe we should go back and get him and question him a lot more to find out what is it that he really know that y'all trying to protect him for. Just doesn't make sense to me. Y'all don't fight that hard for your people. Here's my point. Baltimore, Maryland is a mess. Baltimore, Maryland is crime infested, drug infested, house dilapidating, all types of stuff going on in Baltimore, Maryland. And your governor has done nothing to fix it. But he got the time and the energy to go over to another country and try to bring back a gang member. So he can put them back into places so y'all can suffer with these type of people. I say it all the time. Democrats love criminals and they prove them a point over and over and over and over and over. They don't care about honest everyday citizens. They don't care about God-fearing people. They don't care about people that have character and integrity because they have none. They work for the devil. And that's why I say, that's why I go hard on them, and that's how I go where I go with them, because I see what they have done more so to the black community than any community, in my opinion. Just my opinion. But I also see where they do it to the Hispanic community and other communities too. So, yeah, that's why I go hard on them. Because there is nothing virtuous about the Democratic Party. They criminals, they love criminals, and they support criminals. And they have proven it over and over that they're willing to fight for illegal immigrants who break the laws to come over here, but they will not fight for American, everyday, hard-working citizens to make your life better. Case in point, when they went and voted, 213 Democrats voted so you can keep paying high taxes. 213 Democrats voted so your overtime can still be taxed. 213 Democrats voted so that people that are drawing Social Security will still be taxed. This is the stuff that the Democrats keep voting for. They don't care about your life as an American citizen. What they care about is illegal immigrants, because they want to bring back people over here and enslave them in America. Because that's what they're trying to do. Whatever reason would you want them over here. You got enough people over here that need jobs and stuff like that. Y'all act like they don't. Y'all keep saying it out your mouth, but in reality, no. There are people out here that want to work and don't care about what type of jobs they do. They will do them, but they supposed to get paid fairly. That's why we ain't gonna bring them. That's why Trump is getting rid of them. Because if he don't get rid of these people that are willing to do those jobs over here will never get a chance to do these jobs at a pay that they should be getting fairly paid, not some undercutting the system. They're undercutting the system and they get paid under the table while they're still drawing money out of your taxes. And the Democratic Party is okay with that. That's what they want. That's what they always wanted. They want you to finance and they want you to follow the system while they cheat the system. And that's my point. That's why I say Trump, stay on course. Continue to do what you're doing. We see the outcome of that. This is what we voted for. And we thank you, Mr. President, for standing up for what is right, even though it don't look pretty. But we know it's the right thing to do. God bless y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace!